Hello, my name is Doug Lazier. Thank you for joining me for this demonstration of Sage Budgeting and Planning. I'll try to make this a short, high-level demo, and if you find that the software looks like it might fit your needs, then you definitely want to see about getting a more detailed demonstration, and we can also discuss your specific needs at that time. So the Sage Budgeting and Planning has been a Sage offering for more than 15 years now. But I know as I try to find information on it, I find more information when I'm searching on the original name, Active Planner. A few years ago, Sage did a rebranding and changed the name. So I've had a little bit of trouble at times finding information on the new name. So you might want to try searching on the original name, Active Planner. Well, the budgeting and planning tool works with a variety of different Sage General Ledger systems. Sage 100, 300, 500, X3. We've used it with Timberline and MIP, as well as many other GLs that are not branded by Sage. So the software stores its data exclusively in the Microsoft SQL Server database engine. The general ledgers that it interacts with, though, come in a variety of database engines. So the way it gets around that is it allows us within the software to define an import to bring in the chart of accounts from your underlying general ledger, as well as the historical actual balances. Now, once we have those the balances and chart of accounts imported, then we can start to define our budgeting methodology very quickly and easily in the tool. So the software does implement a spreadsheet-like interface. So it's a very familiar interface for developing a budget solution. It's not Excel, though it is has a lot of similarities to it. Our rows and our columns and cell formulas that we use to do the mathematics we need to calculate our budgets. In this case, you can see we adding up all the rows to calculate total revenue, total cost of goods sold, simple math to create our net revenue. Same thing for our expenses, and simple math to calculate overall profit and loss. So yes, it has a lot of the same functionality and methodology as a spreadsheet, but it's not Excel. It's developed specifically for the budgeting, and as such, there are some things that it can do that Excel can't do easily. So let's explore a few of those. So the first one I wanted to look at is the concept that the tool that we're looking at right now, the budgeting planning, is the client server version that the finance team would use to develop the plan sheets. That's what we call our budget entry sheets, plan sheets, to manage the budget process. But this is where it differs from Excel in that the methodology that we use for our department managers, our cost center managers, to interact with these budget sheets is it uses an interface through Microsoft Internet Explorer. So we can open up our web browser and open these same plan sheets that are being developed and stored in budgeting and planning. So in the Excel world, we're typically emailing out our spreadsheets, getting copies of them back again, and having to manipulate all of those. In Sage Budgeting and Planning, there is only one copy of our plan sheet that's stored in the SQL database. And when our end users, our department managers, cost center managers, open up those plan sheets, they're opening up the exact same version, the exact same file that we created in budgeting planning. So there's no emailing stuff back and forth. And the file that we interact with here is the same file, the same look and feel as what we've developed in budgeting and planning. And the other small thing we have here is that the permission is maintained in this tool, so that our end users are only seeing those plan sheets where we've given them permission to interact with the plan sheets. So they're only able to see and to open and to modify those plan sheets that we want them to see. So we maintain our permissions to give us that security. Okay, let's drop back to the budgeting planning tool for a moment. And another place where this tool differs from a typical Excel implementation is in the way we develop the plan sheets. So the first thing is we typically use a template-like methodology. So what's a template? A template is just simply that one plan sheet that we create from which all other plan sheets for each of our departments or cost centers will be derived. So that's one great thing that we have. The other thing, because it understands the chart of accounts, okay, it allows us to create what it calls a section. A section is just simply a named range of accounts. So in this case, if we look at segment 1 for this demonstration data, segment 1 is the main or the natural account. So our revenue range would be all of the 4,000s, 4,000 through 4,999. That would be the correct range for revenue. And a similar definition for cost of goods sold, salary, and expense. So we can define our section based on the chart, the range of the chart of accounts. The other thing is, because it understands the chart, is we can also mask the other segments as they would apply to the departments or cost centers that we need to generate. And so what that does for us is it makes it very simple for us to create a very simple list of every sheet that should be created or derived from that template. So here we're going to create this plan sheet, give it this description, assign it to this person, and as it is creating the plan sheet, it's going to replace those question marks, the masking, with these values. And what that does then is that allows the software to very easily create a set of unique plan sheets so that it looks at the chart of accounts and creates all of the accounts within that range for the designated department or cost center. And it'll do that as it's creating every one of those plan sheets from the template. So every department, every cost center gets the same budget methodology, the same look and feel, but it fills in a unique set of accounts based on the range and the masking that we've specified. The other thing that the software does to help us out is, because we've also tied it to the historical information, it allows us to very easily populate that historical information in the plan sheets. So here we have a definition that we want our plan sheet to populate with historical actuals from January through December. And we are able to use what it calls the calculation engine to have it automatically populate these cells with the balance information from our general ledger data. So it makes it very easy then to create the rows in the plan sheet, to fill in the historical information, and from there we can easily calculate, using whatever budget methodology you might want to implement. We can easily calculate our budget, our new year budget. So, okay. So you'll notice that the other thing we do within the product is we use a tree-like structure to help us with the organization of these plan sheets that we've created from the templates. And so it makes it very easy. It's simple, literally a very simple drag and drop to create this tree-like structure. and that helps us with the organization of these plan sheets. But it also helps us with the flow of data. So if we have our department managers budgeting each of their different items here, corporate North America, South America, Europe, Asia, typically we want to see a summarization, an aggregation of all of that data so we can make some sense out of the information in aggregate. So in this case, we are aggregating all of the locations to give us a summary of the entire sales department. So this is where the tree-like structure helps us with that flow, with that aggregation of data. It consolidates all of the similar information as we flow up the tree structure. So we can easily see aggregates of our revenue, our costs, our salary, expense, etc. So you can create these. You can create the tree structure by a simple drag and drop, and then we use the tree structure to also help us in with the aggregation. Now, once we finished the budget cycle, this is another place where the budget planning tool helps us quite a bit over a typical Excel methodology, is that it has the ability to go through the many different plan sheets and automatically gather up the resulting budget dollars. So we call that the update balance routine. So it'll go through all of the different plan sheets, gather up the budget dollars, and it moves it over into this thing that we call the resulting balances, where it's gathered all of the budget balances together. And it's from the resulting balances then that we write the information back into the general ledger's budget tables. From there, we use the standard GL reporting to make our budget actual variance reporting. So at a high level, that's the Sage Budgeting and Planning tool. Again, if it looks like it makes sense for you in your environment, then let's have a discussion or do a much more detailed demonstration. Thank you.